Hey everyone, my name is Janelle Summers and this is the Team Hardcore Training Call. And today we're going to talk about resources that'll help you increase your knowledge in fitness and nutrition and wellness and just the whole scope of it. Everything that we need to know for ourselves, for our families, our husbands, our wives, our kids, everyone, and obviously our customers and just everyone that we're trying to help, whether they're customers yet or not. And also those people who are considering coaching but maybe feel like they just don't have enough knowledge and don't have confidence with that. So these resources are great to share with your team. They're great to share with the prospects of yours who are considering coaching but want to know more. So I'm going to share with you a PowerPoint that I did with the resources. So you just have a list. I've been wanting to do this topic actually for a long time. And by the way, I'm wearing my Eat Like You Love Yourself Shakeology t-shirt. Thought that was appropriate. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but it's kind of overwhelming how much information is out there. I mean, I've been studying nutrition and fitness since I was literally 14 years old with the first book that I read when I was 14 years old. No, I take that back. I think I was 16 when I read that book. I was 16. It was called Fit or Fat. Anyway, so I've been studying it forever, and you guys, new information is constantly coming out, and what I thought 5 years ago is not necessarily true anymore. And what I thought 10 years ago, what I thought 20 years ago, I mean, things are just changing. And in one of the podcasts that Shalene did, the expert said it really takes, from the time that we discover something new in studies, it takes about 17 years for it to kind of get into mainstream media and in our foods and for that discovery to really start benefiting us. 17 years. So here's why you need to be doing the research yourself and stay abreast of it yourself so that you can be ahead of it. Don't be just repeating what you heard someone else say or what you saw in a headline. That can be really dangerous. And it's so tempting. You have this unknown in your knowledge, like you're not sure about something, and then you go look at someone's site or you go read a blog post and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, now I know. Not necessarily. You need to keep researching. Just because one person says it doesn't mean it's the gold standard. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my PowerPoint, but let me also just say one more thing. We're at the end of the month. Tomorrow is the last day of the month, and I know some of you are really trying to hit some big goals by the end of this month, and I completely respect that. And if that's your situation, like let's say you're trying to hit a rank or you're trying to hit Success Club, well, ranks only change on Thursday. So maybe it's that you're trying to hit Success Club. You have my permission to watch this recording later and start messaging people and helping people and doing your power hour or power hours versus listening to this training. Okay, you have my permission to watch the recording. Okay, so that being said, let me get to my PowerPoint. Let me do my little screen share, and you guys will have to let me know if you see it. I'm pretty confident in this now that you can see this. Okay, so let me just start by saying resources are resources. In other words, no study or expert or podcast or article or a degree that someone has or a book is the end all be all. You guys, if there's anything I'm really realizing in this, especially in the last several months, as I've myself been doing a ton of research and reading actual studies and listening to podcasts, that there are lots of extremely brilliant people out there that know their area of expertise like crazy, like it's amazing, but yet they'll make a blanket statement about something else that is opinion. And it's the truth. It's opinion. And you kind of have to decipher, okay, what things are they saying that are actual truth and based on science, and what things are actually of their opinion, or it's a blanket statement. So you have to be really careful. I mean, I've definitely heard some extremely intelligent experts say some things that are so helpful and then make a blanket statement about the American population where it's true about the American population, but not necessarily about me. It's not true for me, or it's not true for some of the women that I'm working with. The American population, you may or may not fall into that category, or the average female or the average male, you may or may not fall into that category. You may be more fit than the average female. You may be more fit than the average male. You may have IBS and the average female doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really, really listen with, that kind of caution. Okay, so resources are resources. Continually research. Don't just take one article or headline and repeat it as if it's fact. Definitely keep researching, keep taking it all in, take in what makes sense to you. Think about what has happened with your body or with the clients that you've worked with. Use some common sense. It is so tempting, again, to just hear a headline or, and of course, news articles and magazine headlines and all of that. They love to put out a headline that is going to shock you. Okay, and so they cherry pick, information from a study, and then they put it out there in a headline to cause fear, because that's what sells magazines, and that's what that's what gets you to watch that show. That's what gets you to read that article. That's what gets you to click on that blog post. So be very, very careful of that. Don't repeat those things as fact, because a lot of times it's only part of the story. Use common sense. And every expert also has opinions, and not everything they say is backed by a conclusive study. There's no doubt about it. I mean, even with Chalene and some of the podcast experts that she's been interviewing, if you're following Chalene's podcast, I mean, there's definitely things that she and I, didn't agree with, something that they said. Just because someone says something and they're an expert doesn't necessarily mean that everything that they have said is backed by science. And there might be a ton that is, but there might be something that isn't, or something that they made just kind of a general statement about the general population, and maybe that's not really relevant to you or relevant to the person that you're trying to help. So just be very cautious when it comes to all this stuff. Okay, so next. So here's some of the fitness and nutrition resources, and I want to just list 5 main ones. Okay, so PubMed clinical studies. Now, I have to caution you about this one. Like, I really debated whether I even share this one, because these studies and reading these studies, they're very complex. There have been a few of them that I completely understood what was going on, and I understood the findings, and I understood what they tested, and I understood what to take away from it, and also what to go, okay, yeah, but they didn't necessarily test the health aspects of that product or whatever. But then there's other studies where I literally thought it was in another language. It was so complicated. I thought it was in another language. And so if I had tried to pull some things out of, some of those studies, I probably would have been misinformed and completely confused. So beware when you're looking into that stuff. If you're not into sciencey type stuff, you might not even want to take this avenue at all, okay? So beware if you are going to use that. And again, I mean, just like I said, there are some things that are tested that they might say, okay, yes, this was found to be extremely, people who had such and such supplement had significant gains in their strength and their lean body mass, okay? But then you have to go say to yourself, okay, but that supplement, I've also read lots of studies where it can potentially cause cancer, or it causes cancer in rats. Now, I'm not a rat, but I think that I might avoid that supplement because I don't want to risk it. I'd rather forego the potential of building muscle and lean body mass because there's that potential that it could be cancer causing. So you just have to really think about, whenever you read a blog post, whenever you read about a new product, a supplement, whatever it may be, you really have to look at it from the perspective of not just efficiency, but also long-term health benefits that are there. Okay, so next, number 2, the Chalene Show. Okay, so I'm not even being biased. The experts that she has been interviewing have been phenomenal. I cannot tell you how much I have learned in the last, 6 months maybe, or maybe it's been 3 months. I don't know, probably 3 months, where I've just learned a ton through these episodes. So I just listed some that are in place right now that have to do with gut health, weight loss resistance, hormones, fasting, intermittent fasting, etc. And now there's a lot built into that, etc. right there. So much where I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish I wish I could tell every single one of my coaches to listen to this podcast right now. Like, this would so help them, or this would so help the people that they're trying to help right now. I mean, you guys, we all know that we've come across customers who, you know, have amazing results, and then others who say they're doing everything right and they seem like they're following the same exact plan as this other person who had great results. And we're like, wait a second, why are they telling me they're not losing any weight? Like, what is up with what's the deal with this person? Or why is this person having this reaction, or whatever? You guys, you've got to get in the know. I can't even begin to try and summarize the stuff that I have learned from these episodes. It's mind-boggling. So all I can do is tell you, you know, listen to these. What I do is I listen to them as I'm getting ready in the morning. So I've got this habit now where I get ready every morning. And yes, that means I'm like showered before my workout. I know it's crazy, but it just means I'm showered for the day. And that way, if I need to go live right after my workout, or I need to, you know, do a team training, whatever, I'm ready to go. So I have this habit of getting ready, getting myself ready. I feel better. I feel good about myself. And as I'm doing that, I learn. Okay. So maybe you do that as you're getting ready. Maybe you listen as you're driving to work or on the way home from work, but find a time where you can increase your knowledge. Some of them are a half hour. Some of them are an hour. You might have to listen to them in little smaller sessions. Number 3, blogs. As you can tell, this is going to be a quick training, but I just want you to screenshot these, or you know, I will put these slides in the Coach Success Facebook group. So blogs. Of course, I listed my cousin Ashley Sweeney, nutrition.com, as the first one. I love her blog. Check that out. She's got some amazing information. She's a registered dietitian, of course, and Shalene has recently hired her on as an employee, the registered dietitian, and her information on her blog is amazing. Her Instagram account is amazing. Check it out. Check out her Instagram. I think it's, oh shoot, I wish I knew it offhand. But I think if you just search Ashley Sweeney on Instagram, that should come up, her Instagram account. Also, the teambeachbody.com blog has some great tips and blog posts on there. So go to teambeachbody.com and click on Eat Smart, and then click on Nutrition Tips. There have been so many times where there were articles in there where I was like, oh, I need to share this with my challenge group participants. I need to share this with my followers. I've learned so much. So that's a great blog as well. Another one, Rudy Moyer, I think you pronounce his name Rudy Moyer. Okay, he has very many credentials. He's a younger dude, but let me tell you this, he really knows his stuff. He's a researcher. He has, like, I didn't even want to list all his credentials, but trust me, he's got a lot of credentials behind his name. He really focuses on female fitness performance and the factors affecting fat loss. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Uh-oh, network connection, experiencing difficulties. Can you hear me now? Okay, so you can hear me now. Yay, but no picture. Okay, let me see if I can bring back my screen share. Let me just try that real quick, because I guess you can hear me now. So Let's see, it's saying failed to restart screen share. Trying to retry that. It says that it was a network connectivity issue. So it's not YouTube, it's my connection, unfortunately. And I'm hitting retry and it's not taking off. Well, you can hear me, right? You can hear me? So I'm gonna finish just going over these real quick. So Rudy Moyer, R-U-D-Y, and I'll share these slides in the Coach Success Facebook group. R-U-D-Y-M-A-W-E-R. And again, he really focuses on, I guess what I see his audience as being people who really want to train like an athlete. And he really focuses on women, so very female specific. And those who want to train like an athlete, look like an athlete, kind of look like a figure competitor, like really lean and sculpted. So he kind of focuses on that market. A lot of these blogs, I have to say, a lot of these blogs are selling you something, okay? So don't feel like you need to buy what's on whatever that is that they're selling. But I'm just saying there's some good information on some of these sites. Okay, another one is KatieJoy.com. And Katie is spelled C-A-D-I-E, Joy, J-O-Y.com. And I also listed a link for her Amazon store because she lists there her favorite supplements on Amazon and her favorite books on Amazon. So I thought that might be really helpful as well. Okay, so number 4, I'm just going to check real quick to see if the screen share will work again. And it says no, it will not. Thank you very little. Okay, number 4, additional sites. Restore4life.com. So restore the number 4life.com, and then click on learn, then click on publications and articles. Another one is nutrition411.com. Now this came recommended by Ashley Sweeney, nutrition411.com. Another one recommended by Ashley Sweeney was authoritynutrition.com. authoritynutrition.com. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. Okay, and then lastly, I have a list of additional podcasts. Shoot, I wish you could see this list, but I will put this up in the Coach Success Facebook files section. Okay, so the first one listed is The Psychology of Eating. And of course, I already listed The Chalene Show, right? So you got that one down. But these are additional podcasts. The Psychology of Eating. Number 2 is Nutrition Diva. I'm going to kind of go slow because I know you can't see these and you're writing them down. Nutrition Diva. Number 3 is Inside Shakeology, of course. Number 4 is Nutrition Matters by Paige Smathers. Oh, that rhymes. Paige Smathers. Smathers is spelled S-M-A-T-H-E-R-S. The next one is Real Food Radio. And then lastly, We Do Science, the Guru Performance Podcast. That's all one. We Do Science, the Guru Performance Podcast. Got it? Okay, and then I also wanted to share with you some that Mindy Wender, a lot of you follow Mindy. Mindy's one of my top coaches, and she does a ton of her own research in nutrition as well. And so I thought it would be helpful for her to share, some of her favorites as well. And so, these people have blogs and they have like pages. So the first one that she recommended was Wellness Mama, M-A-M-M-A, Wellness Mama. The next one was Dr. Mercola. Mercola is spelled M as in Matthew, E-R-C-O-L-A, Mercola. The next one was Dr. Axe, A-X-E, Dr. Axe. The next one was David Wolf. Wolf is spelled W-O-L-F, David Wolf. And then she also recommended Organic Olivia. She has a great blog and Instagram account, Organic Olivia. So that's all I have for you today. I'm gonna go back and see if you can actually see me, and looks like you probably can't. So fortunately, this was a training where, there wasn't a whole lot of complicated stuff you needed to see anyways, but I wanted you to have a chance to increase your knowledge because there's so much going on right now, and there's so much confusion, more than ever because of social media. There's so much confusion about what works, what's safe, what to do, and I really feel like you just need to be educated yourself, or else you're going to make yourself look bad. You want to get educated, and you also want to help your team get educated. And for those coaches who, for those people who want to become coaches who feel confused themselves and they don't want to coach because of it, this would help them as well. So I hope that helps you guys. I will see you next week. I hope you can finish the month strong. Thanks so much for getting on. And for those of you in the US, have a happy 4th of July.